quick plug. Have you ever had a triple berry hibiscus lemonade from Starbucks? It's absolutely delightful.
Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor Starbucks.
Hold on, as we are trying to figure out the ins and outs. What am I doing here?
I was just defraculating the flux capacitor, and it didn't work the way it was supposed to.
That is a lot of big words.
Yeah.
Is that
left?
Is that
left? Okay, y'all gonna see my butt real quick. Matt,
I'm so bad at technology.
you're not allowed to
What
sit
do
on
you
the
want
left
from me?
anymore.
I just have one.
They're gonna see that because it's part of the show.
Happens.
Sorry, guys. Zach is so fast with this. Once again, so I don't, obviously
Right.
people know that I don't know anything about technology. I do my people dirty, but yeah, I know nothing.
Damn.
I am the Jon Snow of technology.
You bring your people into this.
Well, I need to.
Are you the Jon
right
Snow?
the
So you like reanimated with the help of like a witch, or
I
are you
think
Jon Snow because like you had a really great love interest who got killed that was really wrong and upset me?
why
Are you Jon? I love you.
salty?
I love
I love
him.
you.
I am the Jon Snow of just being blatantly oblivious. It me.
It me, the boy.
What's going on, guys? Gamegenic. Maybe if you
Maybe.
watch the rest of the show, you might see something. Let's see what else. Chris. Hey, Chris. Long time no talk. Happy to have you on the stream.
Should shoot a go for D&D game.
That would be cool. We actually are
So that
talking about
that
stuff
might
like that.
be
That
in
might
the
be a thing.
works, or it
That
might
might be a
not.
thing.
You don't know.
Hey guys.
Spoilers.
What is up? So we have letting a couple people file in. We appreciate everyone for taking some time out of their day to tune in. We do have some really cool things for the show. One of the big things is we have fantastic miniature game designer, Tim Korklewski, coming on. He's got some really great stuff to talk about.
Tim K, the man, the myth, the legend.
And on top of that, he has some really cool stuff to talk about. Ragnarok, heavy metal combat in the Viking Age. It is a story-based, campaign-driven miniatures game.
No, I'm just gonna say this. So Ragnarok. So like Norse dudes, right?
Trying to become their own pantheon.
So like, how do I phrase it? Like Thor and the boys?
But they want to be better than
So like
Thor.
Valhalla.
Yes.
Okay, Malcolm, it's time. Miniatures game.
Yes, this would be the miniatures game for you,
Vikings,
brother. There's like
all the stuff.
so much.
You keep telling
awesomeness.
me. You keep telling me.
It's going to be really cool, and he's going to be on a little bit later to talk about the process of miniature game design, a little bit, a brief primer, because it would take days to really get into it. But he's going to give us a brief primer about it, and also talk about the cool things that he and his companies are doing.
Yes,
Also,
very
we
excited.
do have the buy two get 1/3 game free thing.
So Asmodee is putting on a promotion for their core game, something that people love, something that I like to call staples in the board game industry. So they're doing, if you buy 2 of them, you can get an additional one for free. The third one will be one that is equal to or less than the value. So you will be getting 3 games for purchasing 2. So buy 2, you pay for 2, you get 1 free.
Yes,
So
and of course there are some
not
restrictions for
2 for
that. There are some restrictions for that. Obviously, it is only the games that are on Asmodee's list.
Mhm.
But then on top of that, the third game that you get for free is the lowest priced of all 3.
Correct.
But some people have already come in and taken advantage of that fantastic
So
sale.
you say some, that's a lot.
A good amount of people have come in and taken advantage of that sale, and we're really
Thank
happy
you
to be a
very
part
much.
of it. So
The
thank you
more-
so much.
The more you support sales like this for companies like Asmodee, which are huge companies, the more they feel like doing this actually means something, because they are a very big corporation and they don't have to do things like that because they know people like those games anyways. So it's very kind of them to do, and we really appreciate it.
We also have a cool promotion with Asmodee dealing with Marvel Comics. We have a beautiful new Marvel display in the store. Some of you have probably seen it already.
And if I could just interject, completely designed by Gary.
Yes, he
We
did a
really
great
did nothing.
job.
Like he asked me
It
to
was
build
all
some stuff. That
it
was
was
it.
all him. That was his
Yeah.
brainchild, and it's fantastic. It looks super dope. It's got an infinity glove that lights up and it's popped up through the center. You got a moving talking Deadpool head. You have Galactus, which looks amazing. Just all sorts of
New
stuff.
Galactus,
It's,
the hero
it's beautiful.
Galactus.
Oh yeah. But we are doing a small contest with that. If you take a selfie with the display in the background hashtag Asmodee USA, hashtag Marvel Comics, and hashtag Go for Games in it. We will choose the best looking picture selfie at the end of the month, so the end of October. And whoever gets that, whoever wins, will get a Marvel Comics gaming prize package from us at Go for Games. So definitely make it into the store, take that selfie, and hashtag the hell out of it.
Don't forget to ring the bell.
God, I walked into it again.
It's so easy.
Anyways.
So there's one thing I really want to touch on before we move on. So a lot of people have been coming to me and they're like, Mac, you haven't been in the shop as much. And I'm like, yeah, no, he's not here today. He's been very busy. He's been really shy about this. So Mac is actually, he started a cover band. He's in a band, and it's Nickelback. He's got to be somebody. Look at him. He's all 4 pieces. He's so great. Look at him.
There's going to be one day. One day. You don't know when. You don't know why. But there's going to be a pillow that comes towards your face. And when the light shines bright in your face, go towards that light. Don't fight it. Just go towards the light. Look, you know what? I'm not even upset about this. I'm not upset about this. You know what? I will say it. I actually like Nickelback.
No, it's the best
I
part.
I do.
No,
and
really
I can't help it. Some of their songs are really catchy.
Shout out
And,
to at Lefty
yeah.
Lucy because she's a great Photoshop artist.
Oh, ultimate betrayal.
What?
Lefty did that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lefty.
Yeah.
Oh, this is up there. This might be one of the top 10 all-time anime betrayals.
She literally was late going to work to do it.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Lucy, you have some splaining to do. Oh, Jesus. All right. So, thanks a lot.
Sorry,
guys.
I just had a lot of fun with that and I needed it.
Can we focus on Raymond Rehage's comment real fast?
Can we pre-order signed copies? I love it.
Just for you, sir. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Just for you.
Drop the Spotify.
Shut up. All right. Okay, so what else do we have? We do have some really exciting news about Renegade Studio and Hasbro's new
this is really big. I'm
business
excited
merger.
for this.
Fantastic. We're really man, looks good in denim. In denim.
You ain't
Damn
wrong.
it, guys!
You ain't wrong,
I
buddy.
swear to God, I'm gonna get all
He's
of you
got
back.
it.
I'm just taking a mental note.
He's got a Canadian tuxedo at home. Y'all have never seen it, but he's got one.
What is that? Like
All
overalls?
denim.
Oh.
It's
Jacket,
all
shirt,
denim.
pants.
Everyone knows it's show but me.
A
Oh!
jacket, a shirt, your jeans, your juice, your jorts.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. Back on topic.
Yeah.
Back on topic.
Let's see. Also, we
Very
have
professional
the Strahd revamped.
Yeah, this is the huge one. This is coming out this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, this Tuesday.
We have talked about this for so long. I think it's just hyped because I love this campaign. I love the setting, the gothic horror, everything about it. If you've talked to me, if you've seen the show, you know I love everything scary and spooky. Spooky, scary skeletons.
Look how cool that is, man.
It is pretty sick. And
It comes in its own coffin case.
you
You
get
get
the coffin.
You get the Taratoka deck.
Taraka.
Taraka deck. You get the monsters compendium for all the creatures in Barovia.
Yes.
You get the postcards. Wish you were here.
Wish you were here. Now, here's the thing that I think is a really nice touch, and they included this outside of the book, and it's essentially every D&D campaign has something in the book where you have to hand over your module and say, look, you got a letter, read this. They actually have the letters from Strahd and from the different
All
characters,
handwritten and stuff.
handwritten, and you can hand it out to your players.
It's really nice.
And that kind of touch is something that, like when a DM does that, like on their own, it's something that I've always thought, like, wow, this is dedication, this is intense, like this is a person that you need to appreciate. And the fact that we appreciate our DM so much, and D&D Wizards of the Coast is making it easier to less work they do just to be able to have a good experience, to give them a better time as well. It speaks volumes.
Yes,
it really does.
absolutely. And don't forget, we are still taking pre-orders. Pre-orders stop tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pre-orders because it comes out Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pre-orders stop tomorrow. So if no, it comes out on the 20th. Pre-orders stop
Tuesday.
because it comes out the following
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah. We're a week and 3 days out.
There you go. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Pre-order stop Tuesday. It comes out the following Tuesday.
Yes.
Simply because we place the order. Well, we don't place the order. The order ships Tuesday the 13th. We get it Tuesday the 20th.
So please make sure if you guys want a copy of this really epic campaign box, definitely put your orders in.
Hop in, man. Hop in. No, because that thing, just like a certain other pre-order that is big and hot right now, we're gonna sell out.
Yes. Yes. And then finally, the big thing that we wanted to talk about is, of course, the Ogre Zombie Paint Night coming up.
We skipped over the Renegade merger.
Oh, shoot.
Can I talk about that?
Please do.
Okay, so Renegade Studios and Hasbro have actually done a merger where they're going to have the rights to that. That is so rude.
I'm so sorry. I tried to do it as quietly as possible.
That is so rude.
I'm sorry.
Take a sip. Let them see what you're drinking. Not only Monster, but Ultra Monster. Jesus. All right, so as I was saying, they had a merger. It's not really a merger of the companies. It's more of just a partnership. That being said, they have the rights to make different role-playing games and different IPs. Power Rangers, Transformers. I'm forgetting one. My Little Pony. G.I. Joe. So these are all huge things. And there's, of course, rumors of the Transformers TCG might be hanging around somewhere in there. But these are going to be new role-playing books that are going to be insanely cool.
Yes.
Because Renegade's already putting out the Power Rangers. I kind of want to segue into this Power Rangers deck building game. If you've ever played DC Deck Builder or any of the Cerberus system games, this is not the Cerberus system. It is a different system entirely, which I think is really exciting because we haven't seen a new deck builder in a while.
This is true.
We haven't seen a really a big something fun in a while. So this game, I think, is definitely worth giving a chance. If you like Power Rangers, fantastic. If you don't like Power Rangers, you're wrong.
But yeah, they released images of it on Man vs. Meeple just recently. But we also have an image for you, just so you can see.
Oh my god!
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Oh, I love it. Only the best for Nickelback. I hope this sticks. I really hope this sticks. I already called him Macklemore. I legitimately introduced this man to other people as Macklemore as his full name.
I hate all of you.
Yeah,
all of you. Do you have an image of the Power Rangers?
Did it send the buddy?
Nope. Sorry. We will have it for you guys next time.
Yeah. Or you can just come talk to me.
You can see it. We'll have a post of it on our Facebook page.
You can love me
very soon.
tonight.
But yeah, no, they're doing role playing games for that. They're doing
some card games,
some deck builders
games,
and stuff like that. Some board games, and hopefully we'll see some card TCG games with that.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping, and I just Renegade is such a good game that it's because you've told me 1,000 times. One of the head, I think the CEO, the owner of Renegade Games Company,
Scott Guetta.
I'm not sure, but it's a person that also owns a game shop or came from owning.
No. So Sarah Eccleston is the social media manager and also the retail liaison. But she and her husband both own a shop in Arizona.
It's a really good perspective to not forget about the little guys. When
and they don't.
One of the little
really
guys
take care of retailers.
Renegade Game Studios. If you walk in the shop right now, you can touch a game. You're probably touching a Renegade Game Studios.
Yeah, they care a lot about their retailers, and it's fantastic.
Well, the thing is also they care a lot about the retailers, and they just make banging games.
Oh, they do. They make a Viking game actually. The Raiders of the North Sea.
Tell me about it.
It is fantastic. It is 3 games in 1. It is a worker placement. It is action economy, and it is a X2.
This man with his worker placement.
I love
worker placement.
It's one of my favorite styles.
Enough gushing about Renegade. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. So this week we have
to keep him waiting.
This is true. We do have some product spotlights to talk over. First off, the big one is Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yes. 3
new expansions just dropped Friday.
I feel we constantly talk about it, but it's constantly worth talking about.
Look at that guy.
Look at this man. He's almost as big as me.
Oh man, he is svelte in that white suit. Oh, anyways, Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin of Crime. It is really fantastic, and these models bring a whole new level of play to the game, including some new teams that you can build around different play styles. It's really fantastic. Of course, we have Punisher and Taskmaster. Taskmaster from the Black Widow movie, soon-to-be fame, and of course Frank Castle from the Netflix series, but also from our hearts. Frank Castle has some really late game special abilities. I think his special card is everything is war or nothing but war, where basically every model that goes down, he gives 2 extra victory points to each model that is destroyed. So late game, he's a real awesome pinch hitter.
It's almost like he's an angry man with a gun.
Yep. And then finally, the man without fear, Daredevil.
Very classic matchup as
Yeah.
far as, mano a mano. They do not get along. Bullseye and Daredevil. Daredevil
But just look
really detests.
I love
Bullseye.
how the Billy Club just whips around him. It's such a cool pose.
Yeah.
It's really well done. But anyways,
Do you think he names his other clubs? If one's Billy?
Really?
Do you think there's also a Bobby Club? Or is that like what he uses to write as a lawyer, his Bobby pen?
This is all day. This is all day. Every second of my life.
All right.
We do have some 40K news.
Should I launch into that? Or
Go
should I
ahead.
wait?
Okay. No, hit it up.
So today is the release of the Space Marine Codex and the Necron Codex, as well as multiple models from each of those. I feel like I can't even make eye contact with the camera right now. It's unfortunate. GW changed their shipping policies this week. It's the first time ever. They stopped using FedEx, which was their usual delivery, on a Friday delivery basis, and switched to a Saturday delivery basis for UPS, which is, in theory, perfectly fine. Of course, delivering things in the day that they're there as a company to protect breaking street date. I understand it entirely. I was at the shop from 8 a.m., which is when UPS begins delivering, as I was told by the nice lady at the receptionist office. And unfortunately, it never came.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad to say, I do not have your products. And it's actually heartbreaking. Because I was, one of you that I wanted my codex. I wanted my models. It doesn't sound like much as being the person who works the counter, the person who works the shop, but it was pretty upsetting as a retail manager and as a customer myself of Mac, simply because I could not make good on a promise that you put your money into our store, into us, and we could not deliver on that because of some mistakes made by a company that is large enough to not have these mistakes. I don't mean to talk bad. I am just a little frustrated. That being said, everything should be shipping in Monday. According to, no wrong, UPS might show up with a miracle after 7 o'clock.
Right.
Monday, we should have all of your stuff, my stuff, everyone's stuff. And I truly apologize.
We will call you guys as soon as it comes in. I promise.
I'll have it laid out.
Get
You've seen me when I do the pre-orders before. I lay it out. I post it, noted. I have everything organized for when you come in and pick it up with any major release.
But
so I will. I can't make it right, but I'll make it easy.
Yes. So please bear with us a little bit longer. We promise we'll get your product to you as soon as we can. But that being said, we have a couple other things, and then we have Tim. So let's keep the ball rolling, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next thing we're doing is a spooky game of the week. So we got this big old monster down here.
It's October. It's time for spooky. Time for spooky. Oh my God. So don't break your back. Lift with your legs.
This is our choice for spooky game of the week. It is Touch of Evil, the 10-year anniversary edition. This game is fantastic. It is designed by a company called Flying Frog Productions, and the neat thing is that they use all their friends.
I was about to say, can I talk about my favorite thing? All the art, everything is they invite their friends over for a fun dress-up party, and they take photos, and that becomes the game.
But the cool thing about this game is you are investigators in a Puritan town, and you are trying to find out the source of the malaise that's plaguing the village, and come to find out through the course of the game that it is some big bad. It could be a vampire, it could be death itself, it could be a werewolf, whatever. You have to figure out who, if one of the town elders are part of the scheme, who is the supernatural bad guy. corner the supernatural bad guy and vanquish the supernatural bad guy. It's so much fun. It is a competitive game. I mean, a cooperative game where everyone works together to try to get it
right.
to find the source of the touch of evil and vanquish it. But highly recommend. We have only a couple copies of this left in the store. This was a game. The 10-year anniversary was a game almost 3 years in the making. But we finally got it in, and we truly love it. I think it's really fantastic. So definitely check it out. Flying Frog Productions, A Touch of Evil, 10-year anniversary.
Spoopy games.
All right, and then
Spoopers.
we do have one last thing to talk about before we bring Tim on.
Yes.
We have our board game basics.
Board game basics. Okay. Well, so I kind of talked about. I glazed on this last week. I touched on it. That something that me and Mac kind of forget about is that we are very experienced in board games. Don't get me wrong, I don't win ever, but I just know how to play them. I know what board games are here, there, nowhere, things like that. So I kind of want to start touching on things I like to call board game basics, being games that are kind of introductions into the hobby. And this week I really want to talk about Catan. It's a resource management game, and it is beloved by so many people. But I find that also when people walk into the shop that aren't necessarily, customers who have been there before, they don't know what it is, and that's perfectly fine. It's just something that I figured needs to be talked about because they're such great games. And I believe we have a picture for how the board is set up, and I kind of want to keep that up while I talk about it because that is the best way to really explain it. The game of Catan is a resource management game where you are essentially gathering different resources in the form of harvesting wheat, sheeps, ores, and bricks. And you can call them whatever you want. Like we always, joke around. It's like, you got any rocks? You got any bricks? Whatever you like. This game is about building settlements, building roads, trying to control a portion of this lovely continent. Those tiles you see in the center are all independent. You will randomly place them every game, so the board will change every game, and there's a high replayability. The numbers you see on each of those determine how often they're going to produce resources for you, and how you tell if you will get resources from them. If you can see, it's kind of hard to see. If you see the little Monopoly houses that are on the corner, the annexes on the boards, if you have a house there, you can gather materials. So the way the game works is every turn, a player will roll 2d6, as you can see lovely demonstrated by the 2d6 on the board. Very nice. And whatever number comes up, all those properties, if you will, if I could relate this to Monopoly, because I do like Monopoly, will generate a resource. So you're going to grab one, and you use these resources to build either bigger towns, which are called keeps. I don't know if they're called keeps in the Game of Thrones. Castles.
They're called villages and towns.
Villages and towns. Sorry, I play the Game of Thrones one pretty commonly, so keeps are like their castles there. And then you build roads to be able to build more keeps and take over the board. This is a fun game because you can easily mess over your friends by just building into their territory, because it's only one village per spot, and they have to be at least 2 spaces away apiece. You can ruin their plans. There's other ways to win. There's other ways to dominate the board besides just building. They introduced what's called the conquest cards. Again, Game of Thrones. It's the terminology for that one.
Yeah, you just have the Catan cards.
Yeah, so essentially, I'm blanking on the word because I've been really jamming to Game of Thrones Catan lately. But essentially, you can use your resources to pay for that, and it says something like, oh, well, say I have the longest road, I can do a special action, things like that. The whole point of the game is to get to 10 victory points, and victory points are counted by the amount of towns you have, the villages you have. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. And there's also bonuses for having the most of a certain kind of card or the longest road. So that is, in my awful way of explaining games, just a quick rundown on Catan. It is a lot of fun to play with friends. It is a great game to introduce people to board games that have never played before.
Yes.
So because it's an easy to understand concept, and there's a lot of politicking. I love games that have a politics aspect to it because there is trading involved. Every turn you can trade with another player. Say, I have a really good, ore refinery. I'm getting all this ore, and no one else does. Well, you don't have it, but I got it. I'm going to charge you out the butt for it. You want ore? I'm gonna charge you 4 sheep for it. I'm that guy. Don't at me. So there's a lot of politics, and it just creates a conversation instead of a lot of people looking down at a board game and just playing. Which isn't wrong. Those games can be fun too, but I play these games and I love these games for the social aspect. Um, that I feel like I don't need to qualify that phrase. It's just something I like.
No, absolutely. And it's a great game, and also part of Asmodee's buy two.
Oh, it is part of that. Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Buy two
games.
Get an
the
additional
third game free.
Yeah. Buy 2 games, get another one free.
Yes.
Yeah.
That promotion. So definitely, please take advantage of it. I think that promotion ends October 18th.
Retail phrasing is hard. October 18th.
Yes. So make sure that you take advantage of that.
Get your Catan on. Also, one thing I do want to mention: the game has like 80 expansions.
Yes, and they're fantastic. They're a lot of fun. I'm particularly a big fan of
Boats,
towns and cities and towns. Cities and knights.
Towns?
Cities and knights. Yes. That's a
You
really
don't like barbarians?
Barbarians is okay, but
I like
cities and knights is really good.
I do like the Game of Thrones. I do.
But yes, so definitely check it out and support your local friendly game. Your local friendly game store.
Ring the bell. Support Asmodee on this one because they did a really generous sale. Because of course, as a sale they're putting on, we're not, it's not like we're just deciding to give things away for free. They're reimbursing us for those free games you're getting.
Speaking
I like
of,
to be very clear about
friends don't let friends play diplomacy.
Yeah, no, diplomacy we don't.
That's a no-no.
Mm-mm.
We don't break up friendships.
Nope.
But speaking of war and conflict,
Yes.
we have
The man, the myth, the legend.
Tim Korklewski, designer of Viking
I'm very excited.
I know,
But this
Ragnarok,
I'm probably not going to
heavy metal combat in the Viking Age. Hey Tim, how we doing, man?
Doing all right. I wouldn't say that I'm so much a myth and a legend, but I'll definitely take it.
Don't have it
I mean, why not?
Sorry.
The dial. The dial, man. The dial.
Where's the dial? I'm sorry. So bad. It is up.
Is he muted, Joseph? I'm sorry.
No, sorry, Tim. We are having small technical difficulties on this.
That's what happens when you hire what's it called?
That's all right.
There we go. We got volume. There we go. Tim, thanks for being on the show today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be here. It's actually been fun listening to you guys banter back and forth. So, yeah,
it is. Our we have the weirdest common law relationship ever. It's really difficult to be with him. I'm just saying.
There's no common law in Louisiana, I don't think, is there? We discussed this one night. Thoroughly, we discussed this.
No, I thought there's like 5 years, right?
No, because the person we had over at your house, like, you just had dinner with, said that.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
remember?
it's gone. That's
Yeah.
gone. Well, anyways,
We just,
as you can see, we have a very complicated relationship.
we're just lovers. It's fine.
So, Tim, once again, thank you for being on the show. I remember you back in a long time ago when I first opened up the store. You were my sales rep. You transitioned from sales into game design and sales. You're doing all sorts of stuff now.
And if I can comment, based on the awards you've been winning quite nicely. Quite nicely.
yeah.
What kind of got you into the industry as a whole? Like, were you a gamer in the beginning, and then you kind of laterally moved yourself into that job?
Yeah.
What was it that got you into the industry?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say I laterally moved myself as much as I just applied myself to publishers like a sledgehammer. But yeah, so I've been playing games for a very long time. I actually, I got my feet wet on D&D back in 8th grade, and it was just such an eye opener to me as far as like what games are capable of. And then naturally after that, I got into different war games. So, for example, when I got into high school, I got into Warhammer 40K, which, not to age myself, but that was the 3rd edition of the game. So, I started off being basically a Dark Angels and a Dark Eldar player, and just kind of kept going from there. Throughout the years, got into other games, jumped in, just basically, I guess you could kind of say I shoved my way into the industry. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but this was one of those things to where I was helping out playtesting on different games and giving feedback and really kind of helping push the development of different aspects forward to where somebody just eventually said, okay, fine, you're hired. So, I started off with like very part-time contract work. And then back in 2014, I started at Cool Mini or Not full-time. I was their sales guy. As Max said, his shop was just opening up at that point. So we did a lot, but, when I was there, I helped. I mean, yes, the bread and butter of my job was sales, but I was helping with development on Dark Age. I was helping with Wrath of Kings. At that point, it was mostly done, so it was a lot of the second book that was coming out, and helped a lot on a lot of the different board games they were working on. So in a lot of ways, I was kind of brought in sometimes to exploit things or notice where it's like, okay, this could become broken later. And just kind of worked with that, and then from there, parted ways with Cool Mini or Not. Ended up going over to PSI and doing contract work with lots of different people. And now I am a full-time contractor. I work with multiple companies. I have my own game design studio, Hammer Fist Games. Osprey actually took the chance on me with Ragnarok, which is the very first 100% solo project that I've ever done. I've got a lot more in development now, but Ragnarok was kind of the first step. So, as Max says, he's used to seeing me working for other companies. So when my name is on the cover of a book compared to just kind of being on the inside, not that there's anything wrong with that. The Ragnarok as a whole was a lot of work just because a lot of people don't understand the amount of work that actually goes into developing a product from the game up. Or from the bottom up to making an actual game and then get it out there.
So this is being one of your first solo projects. What could you give us and our viewers a little bit of brief primer of how you came together with that process of building the game from the ground up?
So, okay, yeah. So it took me about 2.5 years to finally get the system down to where I wanted it. It definitely went through a couple of iterations to where I sent out some playtest notes to people, and of course, like anything else, it always looks great on paper until your friends tell you how garbage it is. So we went through that quite a few times before we finally got to where we were happy with what the Morpheus engine, which is a system behind it. So yeah, ultimately it took a long time to get it to where it was. And then from there, it was really about hammering down the concept of what I wanted in the game, the feeling I wanted with the game, and, making sure that the direction that I wanted the game to go fit within what the rules were supposed to do, if that makes sense.
So can you tell us a little bit about Ragnarok? Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I just want to touch on something because I'm just purely curious. Off the list.
Off the list.
But so you mentioned that you were in charge of, as far as when you were a sales rep back in Max Day, also helping with design as far as keeping things from being broken back then, getting busted with new expansions and things like that.
Yeah.
That being said, the work you put in then, would you say from the company standpoint, not from, of course, your work ethic, do companies put as much work into that now? Because with all the things we see that are immediately banned in certain games, or retconned, or rules facts, FAQs that come out right away, do you think it's changed a lot? Do you think companies care just as much? It's just things are complicated, or are they kind of just like, not important? I'm sorry if that's a tough question. You're more than welcome to say it.
I think with so there's a couple points to touch on here, and I know I only have a little bit of time, so I'll try to kind of rapid fire through these just to kind of get people in a proper frame of mind here. But typically, if it's an original IP from the company, they'll have time to spend on it to get it right. Now, if they've got people in the background kind of hounding on them saying it's got to get out by this date, then there's sometimes things that slip through the cracks. And I'm going to be honest with you, like even developing Ragnarok and signing it, like I still had an errata, right? It wasn't a lot, but it was kind of like, oh, this was worded stupid. So I had to change it. And then, things like that. So like it's stuff even after it goes through an editor, there's still stuff that you miss, right? And people have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like there's human beings behind the projects, and it's going to
Yes.
happen. Now, where that sometimes gets to be a bit tricky is when you are dealing in anything that's like a big popular IP related project, right? So, using the example, and no, I'm not working on anything, so don't read into this too far, anybody at all. I'm just using this as an example, looking at some of the stuff that I got my son for my birthday, or for his birthday, right? But like, if somebody was working on a Godzilla versus King Kong game now, right? Um, if they just got the license for Warner Brothers, and they're basically saying this game has to come out by the time the game comes out, and it needs to do this, go, right? Like that's not giving a company a lot of time to develop it. Where they basically said we want something with King Kong and Godzilla on the cover, go, right? So unfortunately, we end up seeing with a lot of games, and and it's definitely not every game, but a lot of them, when they have like a popular culture IP behind it, they always seem like they're not that hot of a game design, and that's probably because of the fact that the company that was working on it, to be honest, didn't have a lot of time to do what they needed to do to make it a good game, right? Like there's always stuff when that stuff happens where they're like, well, we're getting a paycheck, we're getting paid for it, and it's awesome, but it's not our hottest design ever.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to like popular IP, that's usually like I'd say 9 times out of 10, that's usually where you see a lot of like 20-page errata or anything else that goes along with it, or busted combos in games or anything like that, right? Because they're stuck with a very limited time frame, and they didn't get the chance to play test as much as they normally would in order to make sure that that stuff's out.
Okay. So sorry to derail you with that. You said that, and it kind of just sparked a real interest in me, and I really just wanted to ask you that. Yeah, no, I mean, of course, the deadlines are, of course, a killer with a lot of these games coming out.
Especially the popular IP ones, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready by the movie,
especially.
or you gotta be ready by this.
Oh God, yeah, like of course, a lot of the HeroClix guys, the Black Widows, like, man, that's busted. It's like, yes, it is. Black Widow comes out this month.
Yeah.
Supposed to, anyways. But so that
right, yeah,
again,
exactly. Like you stated it pretty spot on.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to target anyone or make you target anyone. I was just genuinely curious of what. Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to target anyone or like anything like that. I was just genuinely curious about what you think if things have changed. And it's just more along the lines of if I could give a takeaway. It's just essentially this: the deadlines are killer, and it's better, I guess, better to put out a product than lose the account.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Yeah. No, but no, it's just no, of course. And it's just I've been seeing,
Yeah,
I've been having customers coming in, it's like, there's so much FAQs and there's so much errata, and the mutate mechanic in Magic was a big one. Not calling it out, I love the mechanic, but Trini's my boy. But there's a 15-page errata. It's like, well, yeah, we gotta get reading.
Yeah. But back up.
Back to you. Sorry.
There's so many. Oh yeah, sorry. I could totally go off on that tangent for a while.
We will
have you back on, and we'll have a whole.
Sorry, I went on a tangent.
A whole show just about that. Yeah. No, it's totally cool. But definitely, all of our customers who've seen our promo for Ragnarok have expressed interest in the game. Please, can you tell us a little bit about it? It's a story-driven, campaign-driven miniatures game where the Vikings are trying to form their own pantheon.
Yes.
I want to be God.
You pretty much summed it up right there. So essentially, Ragnarok happened, but it happened in a much different way. So for those of you that are familiar with the different Eddas, right? So Nidog escapes from the World Ash, but he did that by eating so many corpses of victims underneath the World Tree that when he escaped, it knocked the tree on its side. It basically caused all the realms to smash together. Asgard being at the top, it literally exploded. It killed every single one of the Aesir. Right? They just died immediately. Their mortal bodies were destroyed. So what ended up happening is their lingering energy called Godspark was floating around, and your Warg clan that you're playing is essentially a group of people that is like, screw this, we're tired of being attacked by everything. The gods are dead. Why don't we just be the new gods? Right? So because of that, you start off on basically a quest, and like this is based upon however you want to do your campaign, to where your war clan over time absorbs god powers and god spark and becomes more and more powerful, right? So the idea of it is yes, Thor's dead, yes, Odin's dead, but that doesn't mean that you can't absorb their powers in some way and create your own pantheon and have your own wicked combos of like how those powers would work, right? So you might actually have like some of the thunderous powers of Thor along with some of the deception of Loki in the same character, right? So there's a lot of open combinations in the game. Now, the one thing I will say, oh, go ahead.
Oh, the only thing I was saying was, that being said, is there a character creation aspect to this game? It's almost like a kind of an RPG element as well. Oh no.
So I like to call Ragnarok about 3 steps removed from an RPG. So when you start your war clan, you don't want to look at it as like I've got Bondi A, B, and C, I've got Huskarl A and B, and this is my Jarl. I named him Ted. Right? You want to like think of them as actual people that as you're playing, they're going to level up, improve, gain new abilities, and just do lots of different things. Right? Like injuries can happen in the game. You could lose an eye. Right? So it's like okay, well, that guy's not shooting a bow and arrow anymore. So you know, there's different things to take into consideration while you're playing the game and going through a campaign, right? So there's a lot of permanent choices that can be made, and of course, there's a lot of other customization that can happen within the game as well. So I designed it. This is not a beginner-friendly level game. So for anybody listening that's like, I've never played a miniatures game, this is probably not for you. I'm not going to lie. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't pick it up at some point. It's just I don't want you jumping into this thinking that this is a super simple beer and pretzels, roll dice, and yay. This game is a lot more involved. So this very much has a feeling of like an Amon Amarth album meets Vikings meets Mordheim, you know, meets I can pummel somebody to death with a tree.
Anytime someone says meets Mordheim.
So there's a lot of different aspects and layers within the game.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, we're gonna definitely be carrying that in the shop soon.
No, I'm excited. I definitely want to hop on that. I want to get a copy of the rule book. I really want to get reading on this game because I really like that aspect because Kill Team is kind of like what GW put out for like the whole like, you know, small war band kind of thing like that. But I feel like it doesn't scratch that itch.
No, it just doesn't.
As much as what you're saying. So I really want to hop on your train, my friend. I want to board you.
What?
I want to board his boat.
Yeah.
Sail off into the North sunset.
So
I think you've had too much.
We're
of
Vikings. We're Vikings.
So one thing to keep in mind too. One thing I want to point out too is one of the things I decided to do with this game is I made terrain lethal, right? So there's a lot of different abilities that you have in the game that you can actually use the terrain as a weapon. So that's something that you don't see in a lot of war games. Where usually what happens is a war game just kind of, you know, creates a difficult terrain for people to move through, and it's a way to block line of sight. I actually wanted you to be able to impale people on sharpened trees.
Oh, this is getting more exciting by the second. That's really dope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
no, go ahead.
So one of the things I also wanted to point out as well, in case you guys weren't aware, so this is Ragnarok. This is the core book.
I love it.
There's lots of content in here, but then we also have Ragnarok the Veneer, which is the first expansion for the book that allows you to have mounted combat and ship combat. And then I also have Ragnarok the Abyss, which is the final book in the series, to where a lot of the scenarios and things like this in here are insane, right? So one of these scenarios in this one, you're actually riding on the back of Jormungandr and trying to kill him at the same time. So the board is actually fighting back against you. So each book has like new god powers, new abilities, new entries for your war clan, new legendary items. So between all 3 books, you can actually get all of the legendary items that Thor would have, or you can get the different pieces of Gugnir the spear, right? So Odin's spear. So there's different things that can happen throughout the game. Again, it is designed to be a campaign play for you and your different players. The one thing I forgot to touch on as well is there's a ton of monsters in the game that become wandering monsters within it.
Mm-hmm.
As you beat them up, you can actually hire them into your war clans and turn them into gods. So that's one of the other sides of it too. So like you end up taking out a couple of dire wolves. You can hire those dire wolves and now give them god powers and improve them.
That's like I love the terminology.
Same thing with trolls, dwarves, elves, all the different Jotun.
Oh, that sounds really cool. Yes.
Yeah, because essentially you do hire them. You got to beat the crap out of them first, but you do hire them, right? Being a god's a meritocracy.
That got me on salary.
Yeah, I beat the crap out of him. That's how he's working for me.
I was playing the game at 40K, and Matt comes up to me, punches me in the face. You want to work here?
Tim, so you have gotten
kind of, yeah.
So you've gotten award nominations 2019 and 2020 for your game Ragnarok. We hear that you have another game currently in Kickstarter right now that's doing very, very well. Could you care to tell us a little more about that one too?
Yeah, absolutely. So that one's not 100% mine, and I'm not going to claim it is. It's actually the love child of Mike Tunez, which is Blood and Plunder, Raise the Black. So that is on Kickstarter currently. It's running until actually right up to November 4th, so right before the election, or right at the election, I should say. And that is the first time for Blood and Plunder, which is a historical piracy game. This is the first time that it's actually being done in plastics, and we're bringing it up to the 18th century with a lot of the pirates most people know, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
this is the century that has Blackbeard, Anne Bonny, Mary Read, Calico Jack, Stede Bonnet, Black Sam Bellamy, Black Caesar. There's a lot of people that went with the name Black. But the idea of it is that, these are a lot of the pirates that most people know, where when the game first started, they really wanted to kind of push the history forward, right? So when the game first came out, it was dealing in the late 16th century or mid-late 16th century. So you've got Henry Morgan, John Morris, Manuel Ribeiro de Pardal, Francois Lelane, which is kind of like the original American Psycho. So there's a lot of historical aspect that's pumped into this game. As a matter of fact, I can say with confidence that everything that's happening at Firelock Games with the Blood and Plunder series, which is the piracy, is the most historically accurate pirate game out there. Period. Nobody can top us. Period.
Wow, that is a very bold claim. That's awesome.
I like it. This man has the cubes.
And when I know you said it's in still in Kickstarter until November 4th. What products would be available on launch?
Yeah, so on launch, so we're waiting on a couple of different things. Right now, we're waiting on a couple new unlocks, but this is the first time that we've actually been able to do plastics, right? So we're doing a 2-player plastic starter set, which actually it's $119 MSRP. It's actually got over $200 worth of value in the box, right? So that box comes with the model for Blackbeard. It comes with I am forgetting his name, and I feel awful about it. But basically, it's Blackbeard's last battle, which happened on actually 2 small sloops. A lot of people think of these giant naval battles. This actually happened on 2 small sloops with about 8 guns per side. And so it was really just some sailors. Robert Maynard was the English admiral's name. So it's Blackbeard versus Maynard, and basically the box allows you to kind of play out that segment of history. And it comes with 2 sloops, 24 sailors, so 12 sailors per side, which is enough to kind of get you going in the game. They're all multi-part plastic sailors. You can arm them with muskets. You can arm them with cutlass or boarding axe and pistol. You can give them granados. You can give them blunderbuss. They'll have boarding lances and a lot of different options within the box. It also comes with a double-sided map that allows you to play in sea and land. It comes with some punch-out terrain that you can use. I don't believe it comes with any dice in there, but don't quote me on that. And then it also comes with the quick start rules. So that all comes in the box. That's the key product, if you want to call it that. I'm sorry?
Now, you said it comes with 2 sloops, like whole sloops where you got to fight on? Wow.
Yes, whole ships. 2 whole ships.
Oh, my God. For $120?
Love being asleep.
For $119 is the actual MSRP.
I didn't know what that meant.
So the prices that you see on the Kickstarter are the actual MSRP of the products.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you go to Blood and Plunder, Raise the Black on Kickstarter, the prices you see are,
That's
so the sloops themselves, you will be able to buy multiple sloops. It's the only ship. I'm sorry, one more time.
Oh, can I throw in a question going back to Ragnarok? I hate to keep nagging. So we're touching on models and things like that.
Go ahead.
For, the newer game. I've already lost the name of it. I apologize.
Blood Water.
We didn't talk about any models for Ragnarok. Is there a model range for Ragnarok, or is it just a book system, kind of like Frostgrave? Well, Frostgrave does have models too, but a use whatever you want kind of system.
It's a book system. Yeah, it's a book system very similar to Frostgrave. Use what you want. Usually, what I tell a lot of people is everybody's got some Vikings laying around. Start with that, and then start busting out all your D&D models.
I think that's really awesome. That's such a cool way.
It's a cool way to have a book. It's a cool way to have a miniature system. So I'm excited to get those books. I'm really excited.
Well, Tim, we want to say thank you so much for being on the show with us today. We really appreciate you taking the time out. And
we pumped you for time. I'm sorry about that.
I'm so sorry that we were running late on other things, but we really want to say thank you very much for being on the show. We look forward to having Ragnarok, Heavy Metal Combat, and the Viking Age in our store real soon, and then hopefully when the world starts to become normal,
Heavy Metal Combat on my table.
Could we possibly maybe get you down and do a demo day of showing off the game at the shop?
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. I'm actually in Florida now, so it's a quick little plane ride, and I could be there. So as long as I got some planning time ahead of it, I could definitely make that happen.
All right, well, definitely, we'll keep in touch and try to make that happen. Things are.
I'll come pick you up.
He has a little tiny car. That'd be a terrible ride. But Tim, once again, thank you so much. Congratulations to you for all the success. I'm so happy to see you doing so well. It's really nice to see your name on the front cover of a book, dude. I can always say I knew that guy when he was selling models to me.
Mac loves the name drop.
But yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you. Right? Okay. I don't have much. I just have my Nickelback cover band. That's all I got going for me. All right. Way to call me out. Tim, thank you so much, man. You have a great day.
All right, buddy.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Tim Korklewski, man, model designer, game enthusiast, and just overall cool guy.
I got really busy talking to that gentleman. I apologize to you because he struck some chords that I really wanted to talk about. That being said, we got a lot of topics we got to burn through.
Yes, we do have to burn through some stuff. We have very little time, but we need to go on to what's next.
Oh my God! Please highlight Chris's comment. 2 Flash gets battle whackers for 119. Chris, that's honestly the best way to look at it. That's not the best way to look at it, but yeah, it can be, and that's amazing because you get them for both games. Then
yes, amazing. And it is.
You can take Behemoth Zack. Wait, what? You can take Behemoth Zack.
Oh. Let's see. So next thing.
Besides Nickelback.
Oh, really? Again? Again? All right. Anyways, so we do have a couple of unfortunate news. We have some pandemic pushbacks, setbacks.
Yes, we want to let y'all know about different games that are just kind of going to be delayed.
So first off, Commander Legends. Commander Legends, the pre-release will still be November 13th, but the release has been pushed back to the 20th of November. It is no longer a week after the pre-release, but 2 weeks after.
Yes. And also, as per their new rules, as far as any organized play events, they're going to have to be after release.
Yes.
So the pre-release is simply just to pick up, your boxes early, same as Zendikar. We do have to wait a week to, do fun stuff in our lovely partnership with Rivertown Theaters.
Also, both the Zendikar Rising and Pokemon Champions Path second wave of shipments all pushed back to end of October, early November. It's just with COVID doing what it's doing. Everything has been pushed back or slowed down.
And
so
now,
we really apologize about that.
if little angel shipments coming in between, we get a little bit here and there because the companies, I feel like we have a good rapport with them. They kind of, they'll send it out if they have it. It'll go on our Facebook. It'll go on our Instagram. You'll know about it. It's perfect. Like we're not going to hide it from you. But right now, that's what they're telling us. And we hate to say it because we want our toys. I want my toys. I know that.
Let's see. We also want to say thank you to Mr. Wayne Sonyat for allowing us to be part of the Yaya Creative Arts Community Center fundraiser. We were able to raise $110 for our Zendikar box. So Go for Games will match that, and we will be donating to the Yaya Community Center $220. So Mr. Wayne Sonia, thank you so much. We really appreciate you, buddy, for letting us be a part of that. And we really hope to do some more good for the community, because the community has been so very good.
I loved it. And then, you know, all the people who came and donated loved it. Everyone really had it was a really good, I don't want to say community event, but kind of a community, like, bringing together.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
definitely. I mean, it was just really nice.
It was nice to see everyone come out and be like, hey, yeah, no, I want to support this. And I had so many people that are just like, you know, oh, well, you know, I don't need a pack because I bought my box, but here's money for it anyways. And I was like, that, you know, I don't want it. Like, that really touched my heart.
Yeah, that was really awesome. And thank you guys. That was super cool.
Especially like all the things I've read up, and, you know, because of course I'm not the most educated man. That happens. We can't all know about everything. But I read up on what they're doing and what they stand for, and, like, it was a really good choice.
It's a worthwhile,
in my opinion.
It's worthwhile.
From Wayne. Yeah, really worthwhile.
And that being said, we are doing another huge event. Yes. It is our holiday gaming market. Once again, we will be bringing 3 days of gaming at the Rivertown Kenner Theater for the Performing Arts. It will be December 4th through 6th.
Triple yes.
Yes. So we will be doing a Commander Legends event on December 4th.
Yes.
We will be doing a 40K to be announced event on December 5th.
Yes.
And we will be doing our HeroClix Louisiana State Championships for the ROC on December 6th.
I got people that drive down from Arkansas for that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do this in a place that is very safe. The Rivertown Theater keeps such an impeccable place, clean.
And you can reference our Facebook for pictures of our last event. Everyone was really happy with it.
Everyone was distant.
Was really great. And then, of course, food was great.
Tons of food.
We're going to have a very, very special guest. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, please.
So I recently got in touch with a man named Colin. And one of the, like, very friendly man, like, one of the, just a genuinely nice guy, and just came to check on me after I went to his pop-up. I don't want to call it food truck. It's food. It's a truck, but it's so much more. It's they're called Mr. Milkshake, and it is artisanal milkshakes that'll just blow your mind. It's just ridiculous. Like, there's Bananas Foster, there's, you know, Black Tuxedo. I'm talking these things. The small is still like this big. That's like bigger than my head. It is insane, and he has such a nice crew, and he's a nice guy. And you know, we went there, and I drove to Covington. I drove to Hammond, and where else did I go? I don't know.
You really like the milkshakes?
Zachary. Yeah, well, no, I want to support him.
Oh no, absolutely.
Because this guy is like, he took something he wanted to do, and he just made it happen.
That's awesome.
And it's truly inspiring. But I wanted to, you know, talk to him, and we tried to have a conversation of, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And he was like, yeah, absolutely, I want to come down. So he's going to be there all 3 days. And I implore you, if you don't play any of those games, please come by just to have a nice
support the restaurant,
bring your family, because it's something you won't want to miss. Because it's truly something that I enjoy. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fat guy. I like my milkshakes. But, like, the experience of it and having these people, like, you know, this guy, he's the owner of this whole establishment, came out, delivered the milkshakes to me, and came out a few minutes later, hey, is it all right? And to me, with such a small shop, but he's, like, such a small setup, but he's still opening with, you know, over 200 people, and he finds the time to come check on all of his people.
That's
awesome. Before I talked to him or anything, he just came up to me. That speaks volumes, and he deserves your love and affection.
And of course, we will have some of the other food vendors from this past event back with us.
Oh my gosh!
They produce some real
black sheep. I'm sorry. Oh god.
They produce some amazing foods.
What was the artisanal?
Frederick's artisanal breads.
And what was the cake pops? I really enjoyed that.
That was the picnic basket.
Yeah, the picnic basket. Okay, I remember. No, they were also good, and they were also friendly, and we really enjoyed having them out.
But yes, we will have some mix of some new people. We will definitely have a mix of some old people. We'll have Mr. Milkshake, and just once again, even if you don't come to participate in the games, come out, see the theater. They put on some fantastic shows, both, you know, adult-oriented shows. There's like musicals and things like
They're having
that.
shows tonight. Too.
And then yes, they have a show. Is it Love Letters?
Love Letters was last week.
Oh, sorry.
I believe they might be doing an encore, but I'm not sure.
Fantastic, by the way. If you get a chance, go check that out. But then they also have their children's theater, the one that we will be using. They put on children's shows and children's plays. Really fantastic place.
Well, kids at heart.
Yeah, I highly recommend support the arts, support them. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the
owner's a pretty cool guy. You know,
Yeah,
I've met both of them.
one of them is really cool. The other one, he's okay.
He's a big old nerd.
He makes fun of me a lot, so he's okay. He's okay. But no, seriously, Gary's Gary. But definitely, please come and check us out. It'll be December 4th, 5th, and 6th. We will have more information on our Facebook page, also on our social media and Instagram, and soon to be Twitter, and on our website. So check that out.
They're going to let me control Twitter, so it's
Oh, no.
nothing but horrible
That's
everything.
a bad idea. But finally, we have very little time. We are over time.
Yeah.
So let's go to the most important thing. Let's give some stuff away, right?
Give some stuff away.
All right, Calculatron.
What
do we have?
Well, we have stuff for kind of everyone this week, and I feel pretty good about it. Board game players, card game players, and people that just like rolling dice.
Cool. So what's the first thing?
Let's get to the first thing, which is going to be the first Level Up Loot. I love Renegade Game Studios so much for a couple of reasons. I already went over a few of them, but also this is their Gen Con exclusive, convention exclusive, all that stuff that you usually have to go out of town to get, and they box it up for you for their different games. And so you can get this. This is, and they don't make it terribly expensive, but I want to give it to you to say, check out. It's a way that I want to say, check out these games, look at these pieces of games, and I guarantee you're going to like it, and you're going to want to check the actual game out. But this is just something that to get you really oriented with that company. So Level Up Loot 1. Let's see who gets it.
Calculatron.
All right, I'm gonna mess up his last name, but it's Michael Kasher.
Oh, hey, Michael Kasher.
Michael Kasher.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Level Up Loot is yours. Also, I did see your comment earlier about you not pre-ordering, but still wanting to come in, and people understand. I really appreciate that comment. I just didn't highlight it because we were already moving on. I didn't want to interrupt things.
And now you have another reason to come in. Now you have another reason to come in.
Oh yeah, of course. I got something else for you, along with your goodies that you're gonna
And
get.
then here, hold on, we're gonna slide this over here. Can we get a note for that? Michael Kasher as the person who won.
So cool concept. The loot system, like the Level Up Loot, Gen Con exclusives, things like that. Number two. So another one's going to get a chance to do some really good things. This has Lanterns dice in it. It has Clank. It has Terror Below.
Terror Below is fun.
Really good games. If you like Kevin Bacon. There's Tremors. All right, let's see. Who's going to get this one? Calculatron is on break. I don't know if that is. He needs a vacation.
Brittany Gidry.
Brittany Gidry.
Brittany!
Some good stuff.
Congratulations. I think you really like some of
own
this.
a couple of these board games also.
And if you don't, then more reason to get those from Go4 Games.
So this is a game that is, how do I phrase it?
Spicy.
Mac loves it. I am always questioning it simply because
it's spicy.
The name is just odd.
It's Spicy Yahtzee.
It's Spicy Yahtzee. It is called Spicy Dice.
Spicy Dice.
With a little expansion.
Yeah.
So
who doesn't love Yahtzee?
This
if you
game
don't
is,
love Yahtzee, what's wrong with you?
This game is Yahtzee with Yahtzee
spice.
with extra rules.
It's Yahtzee with spice. Look at those dice.
So
dice are dope.
These I want someone to
Great
give
colors.
this a chance just because I know it's like it looks like just a pack of dice on the shelf. Obviously, it just looks like, oh, they're selling dice. This is actually a whole game, and I feel like it's something that gets looked over a lot. So I would like to
cool game.
give it to
with
someone
hot dice.
and Jesus, and to give it. You're sitting there like that, I can smack you easily. All right, let's see who gets this one.
Julian Hingle.
Julian,
oh man, this is gonna be
something-
fun for the
yeah,
family. I think
was
you guys
gonna
will
say, this
really
is something
enjoy
that
it.
You can play with the whole family.
Yeah.
And I think you're really gonna enjoy it. It's a good game.
Congratulations, man.
All right,
All right,
last
what's
thing
the last one?
for specifically our card players, something I kind of want to highlight. But then again, you can use it for board games with cards. You can use it anything that's a card.
Yes.
How do I phrase it? Like rectangular,
Game-genic.
flat things.
Gamegenic. That's what we're giving away. Gamegenic.
Wrong.
Oh, sorry.
It's a boulder.
It's a boulder from Ultimate
From
Guard.
Ultimate Guard. So
Not
this is a
Game Genic.
frosted white.
I'm so sorry.
This will hold 80
I mess it
double
up every
sleeve
week.
cards or 100 sleeve cards or a metric butt ton of unsleeved cards if you're a board gamer.
Is that a scientific number? Metric butt ton?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
There's a lot. I can teach you a lot of new science. That being said, this is the new line that we're carrying from. It's not new, but it's new to us. Boulders are phenomenal for. How do I phrase this? Form-fitting, no-nonsense storage, like very much no flash, no extra. How do I phrase it? They're small, easy.
They're me?
Yeah, the Mac version of storage. There's a word for it, and I'm forgetting it because y'all know I'm just terrible at language. But I'd love for one of you to have this just to check it out. They are really great products.
And who's got this one, Calculotron?
Compact
Raymond
storage. Oh my god.
Raymond, congratulations! You won Magic cards. I mean, Pokemon cards. Now you have a box to put them in. So
This is
congratulations, man.
And so yeah, this will fit your deck perfectly in it for all of your Pokemon needs. And it's cool. It's frosted white, and looks like there's a little bit of scuff on it. That's just the plastic on the outside. These are actually quite beautiful, and they look like gemstones.
Yeah,
most of
they're
them
really
do.
fantastic.
And I really like them. I have like a super hot that holds all of mine in there, and it's something to behold, I will say.
Well, guys, I'm sorry for us to be cutting things so short. We are actually over time this week, but thank you once again to Tim Korklewski for being on our show. We really appreciate
just
him.
designing really cool stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to look into the Ragnarok game and seeing the campaign rules. I want to be a god. I think that would be awesome.
That's the problem, Mac. You want to be a god. I'm already a god.
Toilet.
You're god.
We also want to say thank you to our tech team once again for getting together and putting things, a great show together for us. Without them, we could not be here. And finally, thanks to all of you guys for joining us on the show. We know you guys take some time out of your day to join us, and we really, really appreciate that. What do we have? Oh, no.
I love that this was so greatly received because I'm not going to lie. I came up with that in the car ride. I was just driving to work. I'm like, what if?
I'm just going to say, when I do drop a mixtape on the 27th, haha to all of you.
I'm just saying, you look good in the pictures.
You look good.
I wish I was that
20 years
skinny.
younger.
God, Jesus.
You see the little one in the back? He's the littlest. He got he was the run of the litter.
Well, guys, once again, thank you so much. We have some really exciting stuff coming up in the near future for the show, for things in the shop. So please stay tuned. Check us out every Saturday, 5:30 here. And don't forget to check our website, go4gamesnola.com.
Check the website. Check the YouTube. Ring the bell. Ring it twice. Subscribe.
Thanks.
Give me money. Subscribe. Hit up my OnlyFans. I play games.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.